The Energy Concepts Working Group makes it possible for entire housing developments to manage almost without any energy at all. In fact, houses become producers of energy. The working group comes up with new efficient energy use strategies for developers, makers of prefabricated houses, systems manufacturers, utility companies and occupants. The Fraunhofer Institute for Building Physics has been advising on the development of energy-saving construction for more than 30 years. The first solar houses still needed some 180 kilowatt-hours of heat energy per square meter per year. Low-energy houses needed only half as much. In the early 1990s, the first 3-liter houses or passive houses came up. They were followed by the zero-heating energy houses. Now there are even plus energy houses, which produce more energy than they consume. In parallel with technical developments, the legal requirements have been constantly tightened. First the Thermal Insulation Ordinance WSVO and then the Energy Savings Ordinance INEF. The regulations were drawn up in part on the basis of the feasibility studies carried out by the Energy Concepts Working Group.
The interesting thing about our working group is that we have the chance to develop building concepts from the word go. In other words, the design and planning stage all the way to implementation and measurement.
Currently, plus energy houses are being designed and also validated for the Federal Ministry of Building. In the process, the calculated energy values are compared with the data as actually measured. From the energy needed for heating and power, all the way to the production of electricity from renewable sources.
Our clients come from industry, for example, firms making prefabricated houses or manufacturers of building materials, as well as businesses working in heating, ventilation or air conditioning. Then there are public sector commissioners of building projects and housing developers. We're also active internationally, for example, for the European Union or the International Energy Agency.
The Fraunhofer scientists also develop, assess and validate energy concepts for entire districts. They analyze where energy can be saved, establish who needs heat and power, where and when, and point out alternatives. For this purpose, they used the computer tool District Energy Concept Advisor. It was developed by the department as part of the research initiative INEF Stadt, set up by the Federal Ministry of Economics. The software is free. It can be downloaded from the internet and it helps town planners to assess the energy potential of different utility concepts and different building levels. The working group also provided the scientific flanking for the construction of the Burgholzhof low-energy housing district. The clients promised to undercut the legal heating energy requirements by a further 30%. The Institute for Building Physics examined the measures. Many of the details of the compilants with thermal requirements had to be tightened up as a result. The newly drawn-up District Energy Performance Certificate proves that Burgholzhof is an energy-efficient development.
In a town, we have not just individual buildings that consume energy, but also a complete energy flow through the whole town. Energy is consumed, for example, in traffic and by industry, what we call process energy, and also in individual buildings. In order to properly understand where these energy flows come from and where they go, you need to analyze a town's total energy flow.
Where in towns is the most energy needed? What energy sources are used? Where are energy losses? With these answers and numerous further details, the Fraunhofer researchers draw up an energy flowchart. Stuttgart 1990. On the left, the energy carriers. On the right, the consumers. 20 years later, 2010, energy consumption is going down. The savings concept and the measures taken are having their first effects. And now the forecast for 2030, based on current consumption trends. Stuttgart shows that intelligent energy management combined with strategic planning and central monitoring reduces a city's consumption of resources and its emissions of pollutants. Build the city of tomorrow with us today.